This is Emmanuel Anthony, human behavioral expert. Now, a question that I got asked today was, how do I, or how can I, be in a relationship and not sacrifice my own needs for my partners because I feel that I'm sacrificing too much? Well, this is a great question, and I think in most relationships, this is probably an area that we've all experienced within one form or the other. So the best way to describe this would be to go into values, but before I do, I want to talk about narcissism and altruism. So I'm going to define altruism as putting others' needs above yours. So you're being altruistic and more about them and less about you. And narcissistic being when you're being more about you and less about others. And a good relationship with a great balance lies somewhere in between the midpoint of altruism and narcissism. Thinking about others, but also thinking about ourselves. And the ability to have equal exchange prevents relationships from having arguments in the future. And those arguments sound like this. Have you ever had your partner do something for you that was quite nice or generous in your perceptions? And then later on, when you didn't do something that they wanted, they came out with a statement that sounded something along the lines of, well, I did this for you. Do you remember when I did that? So you got set up and they had an expectation. It looked like it was covered up that they were just doing it to be nice. But you later on found out that the reason they were doing it was because they actually had an expectation that if they needed something from you in the future, that they would also get what they wanted. That was in their values. So I don't believe that that works when we have unequal exchanges and we don't tell our partners exactly what we're expecting because they can't read our minds and we can't read theirs. So the perfect balanced relationship is right in between altruism and narcissism, and I'm going to call that love. A perfect equilibrated point which is both equally positive and negative in our perceptions. When we love someone for who they are and see them for who they are and appreciate both sides of them, that perceive positives and negatives, then they become who we truly love. One of my mentors, Dr. John DeMartini, taught me that. And it's the ethics and the basis of the DeMartini method, which is a transformational tool which allows you to not only see yourself and your partners and the reflections of yourself in them, but how to appreciate all sides of them in yourself and get full love. Most people in society have infatuative states that they're labeling as love, and you can find that really easily, because if you say to them, well, what would you like in a partner, what do you appreciate, they only tell you about half of the partner. Nobody really says, oh, I like their snoring, I really appreciate the fact that they push me all the time. A lot of the times we only want to see a half-sided being. The only problem with that being that we don't date half-sided people. We date double-sided people. People with perceptions of positives and negatives. And true love comes from understanding and loving both sides. So the first thing I want to say is, if you want to be in an equilibrated relationship, you've got to find the point between altruism and narcissism. So that comes down to good and effective communication. Understanding your partner's values and getting a great understanding of yours. So if this is the first time you're hearing about values, you'll be hearing this a lot in a lot of the videos that I share. I invite you to go to www.drdemartini.com and click on the values determination, which are 13 questions which will assist you to find out what's truly valuable to you and your partner. The word value comes from that of which is important to you, that of which you want to import into your sphere of awareness and into your mind. Every human being has a unique set of values, and that value that the human being has dictates how they distort and generalize the environment and the world around them. So if you understand your own set of values and your partner's unique set of values, then you truly give yourself an opportunity to separate yourself from others. So once you understand what's truly most valuable to you and truly most valuable to your partner, then you will have the area where you're organized, disciplined, reliable, focused, think about, talk about in social settings, set goals towards, and the area that gives you energy. So if I was to give you an example, I have a brother that's into fitness. And for anyone that knows my brother, he does some sports modeling as well. And he's organized, disciplined, reliable, and focused when it comes to his fitness. And you can pretty much guarantee you'll find him in the gym every single night. No one has to remind him to do this, and he'll do this regularly. So that gives him energy when he does that. But there are certain areas, like his bedroom, where he's at the age of late adult, early adult teenager, where he's not into staying at home and looking after his bedroom. So he's unorganized, undisciplined, and unreliable there. You can just ask my father and him. They have great communication between the two of them. But the reason I'm bringing this up is, dependent on what's most highest in your values, you'll have energy and you can't wait to do it. But then there are certain other tasks that if your boss or a family member or a friend was to ask you to do it, you're low on energy and you can't be bothered. So if you have an understanding of what gives your partner a large amount of energy and allows them to truly feel inspired, and you align and communicate in a way where they get what they want and you get what you want, then your altruism to narcissism feels great. And you have less arguments in a relationship, and the both of you feel fulfilled and you truly appreciate each other. Anytime that you start sacrificing your needs for them, you unconsciously store that in your imagination and in your memories. And later on, when they don't do something that you want, if it goes completely against what you highly value, you'll turn around and say, well, I've been doing this for you, and I expected this. So it won't come out like that. It'll probably come out in some form of an argument. But really, that's the expectation. Because we want to have fair trade and know that other people are treating us equally to the way that we're treating them. So to answer the question, how can you have a balanced relationship? It's truly up to you to learn how to communicate and how to understand your partner's values and communicate in their values in a way where you get yours fulfilled. If you'd like to find out more about how you can understand, elicit, and utilize your own values to live an amazing life and communicate in your partner's values, and also have a balance of altruism and narcissism and experience quantum love, then I invite you on Sunday to come down to our one-day relationship talk, where I'll be discussing more key concepts that will assist you to truly understand the relationship dynamics. So this is Emmanuel Anthony with love and gratitude.